Here we are, back in the third episode of the Chronicles of a 20-year-old. I know it's too early to break the streak of uploading a podcast on every alternative day, but what motivated me to restart today? It was the 28 views on my previous episode. How come? 3 views were, of course, from my people at home. But where did the 25 views come from? When I realized that 25 complete strangers had listened to me, what more could motivate me to start another episode? Actually, I had almost recorded the third episode last Sunday, but I was not at all satisfied with the content. Actually, I cringed at a second episode myself, and I needed this time to think for some quality content to speak about. Hence, the topic: the driving class diaries. So, I'm going to narrate my experiences at the driving class. If you are someone who wants to join one and needs to get a preview of how things work there, then you're going to learn so much here because I went clueless. I had no idea about how driving class happens. You'll get to know listening to the next few episodes. And if you're someone who has already gone through the process, then this will revive your driving class memories, I hope. Or if you had a completely different experience, let me know in the comments. Or if you are someone attending classes right now, like I am, then a high five. We are sailing in the same boat together. So, this is about how it all started. Basically, I wanted to learn car driving when I was 17 itself. And since then, I've been asking my father to join me in a driving class. First, he was like, "You need to turn 18." Then, after turning 18, he was like, "Let's see." And finally, this felt the right time to start. In fact, the longest semester break I've ever had. It sounded like a perfect chance to try. So I checked on Google for driving classes nearby, and there were two results. And I contacted both of them to compare and choose which one was better for me. I don't want to tell the names, but let's call them A and B. So I spoke to A first, and he said me that the class is for 20 days. It includes the license for both two-wheeler and four-wheeler, and it will cost 6,000 rupees. Then I inquired B also, where he was little more specific. He said that each student will be allowed to drive 3 kilometers and the class will be for 1 hour. But at that moment, I was not able to calculate how long will I drive that 3 kilometers, which I'll be talking about in the later episodes. It also includes the license for two-wheeler and four-wheeler, and it will cost 6,500 rupees. And the class here is only for 15 days, and the rest 5 days will be scheduled before the driving test. This is what that is the B driving school said. Now, recently, I remembered that I had seen a news wherein it said that from June 1st onwards, the private driving schools itself can conduct driving tests. About which I asked him, and he was like, we are still not eligible for this, so this has not come into effect in our place. So I was like, okay, that's news. Then he did not stop with this. He also told me that tutor will be a male, and there weren't separate batches for boys and girls like the one in A. Actually, there are separate batches for girls and boys in the A driving school. Having narrated the whole story to my parents, they were like, okay, so join A. And further, I called A to inquire the timings, and he was like, the ladies' batch is between 6 to 7, 7 to 8, and 10 to 11. And I was like, okay, let me join the 10 to 11 batch. And he asked me to get 3 photographs, a Xerox copy of my Aadhaar card, and he also asked me my blood group. These were the 3 requirements. And yeah, I went to the driving school the next day, and the date was 11th June. And I exactly had 20 days for my sem break to end. So I could not postpone my date of joining, and hence I had to join the very next day. And I'll be narrating the experience of my driving class in the upcoming episodes. Bye.